Okay. Recording the, this today's journal. Don't mind me if I'm hyperventilating a little bit. I'm just, watching Killua, making sure he's okay. He's been alright, but he's been alright all day, but his appetite has been decreasing steadily. So, ate a little this morning, but it was less than yesterday, and then around lunchtime ate less, and then he hasn't eaten in a while. He's getting weaker and weaker. He's still very much himself, though. One thing that made me very sad with Gon was that his affliction kind of diminished a lot of his personality, even though a lot of him was still there. And he was still himself. There were so many things that just like he couldn't do anymore. And it made me sad. Really sad. But Killua, he still responds to his name. He still looks at me. His little ears, even now, his little ears just turn towards me. He still responds to his name. He still breathes a little and, slightly faster when I pet him out of excitement. He still pushes his head against my hand when I go to pet him. He still does his little, curls and turnovers when he's sleeping. He still gets that gleam in his eye whenever food opens and he looks at my hands to see if I'm going to give him more food. He's still, you should have seen him yesterday when I cracked open some soft food. His eyes just lit up. He's still got a lot of him is still there. And his eyes got all wide. He got all happy. Ate as much as he could. He even purred a little bit this morning, but he hasn't been able to purr since. And I've just had this overwhelming feeling of dread all day. Earlier, he was in a crate with the heating pad, the doors open, and then I went to work on a job application. I turn around and he wasn't there, and I was so scared that he died, that he got out and then he went somewhere and died. And then I searched, calling out his name, Killua, where are you? And I found him. He was just sitting on a pillow on my bed. And I got so relieved. Okay. He even sat in my lap today. And for a little bit before, he got up because sometimes he doesn't like to get pet too much. And I was petting him quite a bit. And I rubbed my face all over him. And usually when that happens, he's like, okay, I gotta go recharge. And then he went into the crate and then, and did my job applications. One of them required doing a little impromptu scene, little monologue. And so I did that. And then I looked back and that's when he was gone. And I was like, oh my gosh, where is he? And earlier this morning, I thought he was going, and it turned out he was just sleepy. He just needed to rest, and he was just taking a more focused nap. And I was so glad to see he woke up a little bit later with a little more energy. He even got up on his own. He wanted to go use the bathroom. Same about Killua. He's very picky. He is very picky about hygiene and where he goes. If he's very it has to be just right, just so, or he won't go in the litter box. So I got to make sure it stays clean constantly. That's the thing about I forgot to mention this before. Gon in particular was very picky about what he ate. Gon loved soft food so much. He would not eat chicken if I gave it to him. He would not eat turkey. He would just be like, what's this? And then I would have to remove it from his bowl. And then the moment I saw food, just boom, exploded. And Killua is he's not as extreme as Gon was when it came to that pickiness. In fact, for many years, he was quite the food-crazed little child. He would go after all manner of food and just go after anything. And he would be so cute. He would if you were going to remove him from the couch or the table, he would like sit next to you, start acting all cute, put his little paw out. He would lean over. He knew being cute would keep him from getting removed from the table, therefore he would be closer to the food. And I indulged it. It was cute. At least he was behaving well. He was behaving well, so I encouraged it, and it kept him from doing something worse. So and he would do it, little turnovers, hold his paws up to his chest, and like just like wait for pets. Oh, Killua, I love you. I want to remember everything about you. I want to remember everything as much as I can. And as much as I can possibly remember, I want to remember. I won't force myself to do it all now because I know I'll forget something if I do that, but whatever comes to mind, let me think. Killua was not a meower. Gon was a meower. Killua is not a meower. He only really meows when he wants something. Otherwise, he stays very silent. And he doesn't have the most expressive face, but his body language is super expressive. And he loves to need things. Like, that's the thing about Killua, is he gets picky about where he lays down, to the point where he'll just stand there and stare at you or at a spot for like even half an hour and just wait for something to happen that makes it more appealing. Usually if I just grabbed him and sat him down, he would get satisfied, sort of like choice paralysis, and then I would help him and he'd be like, oh, I am comfy. But he would love to need things, just like, he gets super enthusiastic about it. He'd need things all over the place, and just like, it's how you know he was really comfy with a spot. And then he would purr like, that was his purr. And then he would just suddenly stop kneading, and he like really aggressive kneading, just like do do do, and then he would suddenly stop and just go, like letting out steam. And then he would just sit down, little he would pull in his arms, and then just kind of go, and he'd have this like little look of satisfaction on his face, and then he would just keep purring like. Another thing about Killua is he was my first cat. I've had him since he was a kitten. 8 years now. 8 years he's been alive, and he knows me very well. He knows he knows basically the dynamic of what gets in trouble, what doesn't get in trouble. Hold on, I gotta type up a response to something. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me get back to this. Sorry, I'm still doing job apps. I'm still figuring out, that whole thing. But anyway, Killua, he's he knows me he knows when he knows like the little twitches and signs and muscle movements when I'm about to stand up. So he knew, he'd always know. He always knows when I'm about to move, or like if he's sitting on me, he knows like my muscle twitches or my tells or my signs that I need to get up now to go do something. And then he'll wait. He'll wait for me to return, and then he'll come back and just set himself right back down. And he's always been such an intrusive little baby. He'll just like sit on my neck, sit on my face, just like get as close as he possibly can, and just curl himself in, and just like snuggle right in. He's been like that since he was a little one, and he doesn't like being placed on the shoulder and carried around, but he loves being like cradled. And he'll look around and be like, what's going on? and and all that, and yeah, Gon is the prince of he is the prince of all cats, the prince of cats. Killua's title is the first baby. That is his permanent title. He is the first. That gives him a special place. And he's got so much darn personality. I don't know how life will feel when he's not. Oh, he's looking at me even now. I love you. He still does his little, like, if I look at him and blink slowly, slowly open and close my eyes, he'll reciprocate and do that too. And I have no idea what life will really feel like when he's gone. He's he's going to meet his brother now soon. And he's still he's still himself. He's still keeping himself clean. He still comes when food pops open. He's still even with all his weakness, he still makes his way over to use the restroom so he doesn't get it on himself or anywhere. And he's I'm trying to think of more, but I'm so my mind's kind of hazy at the moment. I'm trying to condense all of Killua down in just this moment. But he's just the sweetest thing. He rubs all over me, rubs over my hands, rubs over my legs, and he's I can't think right now of what else to say, even though I want to. If he's going to die, part of me hopes that it's while he's sleeping, so it's nice and peaceful for him, But I don't know. I don't know when it'll happen. All I know is that it's gonna be soon, probably. He's skinny as all heck now. Something is that with the kidney disease is that even if he eats, none of that it's not building anything. It's not building fat reserves. It's not building muscle. It's not. So I don't know when. I don't know when it's gonna happen. He went down. That's what I was gonna say. He went down from at one point he was 16 pounds. Then 11, and the vet told me yesterday that he had gotten down to the last time he was 6 pounds, and then from the pet hospital yesterday he's gone down to 4 pounds now, 4.3 pounds, and he weighs a little less than that now. But he's still holding on so much. And he still is still has love to give, just from his little body and his little self. And when I was doing that recording with the job application, it was It was so hard to try and keep a happy face during the whole thing, but I did it. I mean, that's good acting, right? This is massive feeling of dread. I can't imagine how Killua feels at the moment. But I don't want to take too long on this any more than I have to right now, so that I can go keep watching over him. I wouldn't want anything to happen while I'm recording, you know. So I'm gonna go and try. I'm gonna go and keep trying to think of memories of Killua and all his little behaviors and idiosyncrasies and his little habits. And keep trying to sort out job applications and ways to not get homeless, you know. Go through this again, you know. So I'm gonna end here, you know. And I'm gonna end here. So, you know, if anyone hears this, you know, thanks for listening.